Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny of 2001. At first glance, it may appear as just another small bronze coin, a mere penny that once jingled in the pockets of millions across Britain. But beneath its modest size lies a tale of craftsmanship, heritage, and hidden rarity that has fascinated collectors around the globe. Today, we'll journey through time, exploring the story of this humble yet powerful penny, a coin that has, against all odds, become one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world, with an astonishing value reaching up to $26 million. The year 2001 was a transitional time in British history. The new millennium had just begun, the economy was modernizing, and technology was reshaping daily life. Yet, in the midst of progress, the Royal Mint continued its long tradition of minting coins that carry not just currency value, but a piece of the nation's soul. The Elizabeth II 1 penny 2001 was no exception. It was part of the decimal series that had been introduced back in 1971, marking a revolutionary change from the old pre-decimal system. The penny, now redefined as 1/100th of a pound, retained its iconic identity, small, circular, and beautifully detailed, a reminder of Britain's enduring royal heritage and the continuity of its monarchy. As the coin emerged from the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, each struck piece carried the proud image of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history. By 2001, Her Majesty had already celebrated nearly 5 decades on the throne. The portrait featured on the coin was the fourth definitive effigy of the Queen, designed by the talented sculptor Ian Rank-Broadley, whose initials, IRB, can be found beneath the royal neck. His portrayal was remarkable. It presented the Queen with a mature dignity, capturing her calm authority and the grace of her later years. Collectors admired this portrait for its realism, as it offered a human yet regal representation of Elizabeth II, who had seen her nation evolve through immense cultural and technological change. The reverse side of the 2001 1 penny bore a timeless design that every British citizen recognized instantly: the crown portcullis, a symbol long associated with the Palace of Westminster. Designed by Christopher Ironside. This design, first introduced in 1971, carried deep political and historical symbolism. The portcullis, a heavy grilled gate once used to secure medieval castles and fortresses, represented strength, defense, and the safeguarding of national sovereignty. Crowned above, it embodied the unity between monarchy and parliament, a reminder that Britain's power was both protected and dignified. The simplicity of the design made it one of the most elegant and enduring motifs in British coinage history. Each coin was made from copper-plated steel, a transition from the earlier bronze composition used before 1992. This change in metal was driven by economic necessity, as copper prices rose sharply in the early 1990s. Yet, despite the change in composition, the coin retained its familiar reddish tone and characteristic metallic ring. For the everyday person, it looked and felt much the same. But for the trained eye of a numismatist, this shift in material told a story of adaptation, a tale of how the Royal Mint evolved with changing times while preserving the tradition of British design excellence. Now, let's explore the intriguing side of the 2001 penny that most people never notice: the variations and minting mysteries that make certain specimens incredibly valuable. In normal circulation, the 2001 1 penny was produced in vast numbers, but as with any minting process, small errors sometimes occurred. These errors, tiny differences in lettering, misaligned dies, or off-center strikes, are what fueled the dreams of coin collectors. A few examples of the 2001 penny are rumored to have unique features such as double striking on the obverse, slightly off-centered designs, or rare color tones caused by chemical reactions during storage. These anomalies, rare and visually distinct, turn what would otherwise be a common coin into a collector's jackpot. What truly elevates the 2001 penny's desirability, however, is its place in the continuum of Elizabeth II's coinage. It sits at an interesting crossroad, between the closing years of the 20th century designs and the modern 21st century minting standards. The year 2001 marked one of the final full years before the Royal Mint's major redesign efforts that would arrive in 2008, when all reverse designs were changed to form the Royal Shield series. Thus, the 2001 issue stands as one of the last representations of the traditional Ironside portcullis design, making it a historical bookmark between eras. Collectors often describe this coin as a transitional time capsule, a simple object that captures the spirit of Britain entering the new millennium while honoring its ancient institutions. For those who love the stories coins tell, this piece embodies a perfect blend of modernity and monarchy. Imagine holding one. You're touching a tangible piece of Britain's royal and political journey, carried through the reign of a queen whose image graced more coins than any other ruler in world history. But how does such a small coin reach a price tag that defies imagination? $26 million. To answer that, we must delve into the fascinating world of rarity and collector psychology. You see, not all 2001 pennies are created equal. Among the millions minted, there exist a few elusive specimens that were never intended for public circulation. These could include proof strikes or mint test coins that were accidentally released, or coins struck under special conditions with mirror-like finishes. Some reports even suggest the existence of pattern coins, experimental pieces made to test new materials or dyes before mass production. These coins, if found, represent the rarest of the rare, sometimes numbering in the single digits. When one of these unique 2001 pennies surfaces, it can ignite bidding wars among elite collectors and investors. The allure is irresistible: to own a coin that blends everyday simplicity with absolute rarity. Over the years, auctions have recorded astonishing prices for rare British pennies. What begins as a humble copper-plated coin can ascend to the status of a masterpiece, its value soaring to millions due to its unique story and unmatched scarcity. Collectors also cherish the emotional connection that comes with this coin. The portrait of Elizabeth II serves as a bridge across generations, a face familiar to grandparents, parents, and children alike. It's more than metal, it's memory. Many who grew up in Britain remember the penny as their first coin, the one they dropped into piggy banks or spent on sweets at local shops. For them, the 2001 penny isn't just currency, it's nostalgia preserved in copper. That emotional value often transforms into monetary value when nostalgia meets rarity in the collector's market. The Royal Mint itself has acknowledged the fascination surrounding older decimal coins. While the 2001 penny remains officially in circulation, pristine examples in uncirculated condition, especially those found in sealed sets or proof collections, are becoming increasingly rare. Their mirror-like surfaces and sharp relief make them miniature works of art, admired for both aesthetic beauty and historical significance. Another layer of appeal lies in the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. Every die used to strike coins undergoes precision engraving, polishing, and alignment. For proof coins, each blank is hand-fed into the press, ensuring the highest detail and luster. These painstaking processes mean that a proof 2001 one penny could look dramatically different from a standard circulation piece: deeper strike, clearer lettering, and an almost glass-like finish. Such qualities are what make these specimens worth thousands, or even millions in specialized markets. Top 2, where today, we uncover the tale of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 2008, a coin that could be worth an unbelievable $19 million. To understand why this little penny has captured global attention, we must travel back through time, back to an era of change, modernization, and royal legacy. The year 2008 marked a turning point in British coinage. The Royal Mint, after decades of using traditional designs, unveiled an entirely new series that would revolutionize the face of the nation's coins. This redesign wasn't just about appearance, it symbolized a modern Britain while still paying tribute to its proud heritage. The one penny coin was a crucial part of this transformation. Before 2008, the one penny coin carried the well-known design of the crown portcullis, a gate with chains, representing the British Parliament. It was introduced in 1971, at the time of decimalisation, when the UK officially switched from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler decimal format. For over 35 years, that portcullis design remained unchanged, familiar to every British citizen and coin collector worldwide. But in 2008, everything changed. The Royal Mint announced a bold, unifying design concept, a single image of the royal shield of arms that would be split across the country's coins. Each denomination, from the 1 penny to the 50 pence, would carry a fragment of the shield, and when arranged together, they would form the complete image. The 1 penny coin, in particular, proudly displayed the lower right section of the shield, a portion containing the first quarter of the royal coat of arms. It was a symbol of strength, unity, and national pride. On the obverse, as always, was the regal effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. The portrait used on the 2008 coin was designed by Ian Rank-Broadley, introduced in 1998. His portrayal showed the Queen with maturity and grace, confident, wise, and dignified, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around her portrait ran the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2008, an abbreviation for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. It was a simple yet powerful reminder of the Queen's enduring connection to the British people and the Church of England. What made the 2008 penny particularly fascinating wasn't just its design, it was its timing. This coin represented the very first year of Britain's new shield design, and that alone makes it significant. For collectors, the first year of any major design change is often the most desirable, and the 2008 penny stands as a cornerstone of modern British numismatics. But there's more to this story, and it's where things get truly intriguing. Among the millions of coins produced in 2008, a small number were struck with the wrong design. These rare misstrikes featured the old 1971 portcullis design instead of the new shield of arms design. This happened because the Royal Mint, in the process of transitioning between the old and new designs, accidentally used the previous year's reverse die on some of the 2008 coins. The result? A handful of coins were minted with the wrong back, the old design paired with the new date of 2008. This error created one of the most sought-after British modern rarities ever discovered. Collectors began scouring their change, searching for that elusive coin that had slipped through quality control. Reports suggest that fewer than 50 such coins exist, though the exact number remains unknown. Each one of these rare pieces has fetched staggering amounts at auction, with bidding wars among collectors who recognize their extraordinary historical and minting significance. The regular 2008 penny, with its shield design, is also cherished for marking a new era. It's composed of copper-plated steel, weighing 3.56 grams, with a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. Its smooth edges and sharp strike make it a small masterpiece of modern minting technology. But when it comes to errors, the tiniest details can mean millions. The wrong reverse, misaligned dies, double strikes, or off-metal errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, and the 2008 1 penny is no exception. Collectors often describe the moment of discovering one of these coins as a rush of pure adrenaline. Imagine going through your loose change, expecting to find nothing special, and then spotting a 2008 penny that doesn't quite match others. You look closer and realize it has the old portcullis design. That realization could turn an ordinary day into a life-changing one. As the story of the 2008 penny spread through newspapers, collector forums, and YouTube videos, its mystique grew. The Royal Mint confirmed the existence of the mix-up but didn't reveal exactly how many coins escaped into circulation. This secrecy only fueled public fascination, making the coin even more legendary. Collectors from across the globe started paying thousands for verified examples, with prices skyrocketing as fewer and fewer surfaced. Numismatic experts point out that the rarity of such coins isn't just about how few were made, it's also about how few have survived in pristine condition. Most of these coins entered circulation, passing through countless hands before collectors realized their significance. A coin with mint luster, untouched by circulation, is exponentially more valuable than one that's been used. That's why professional grading by institutions like NGC or PCGS has become essential. A graded MS65 or proof-like 2008 penny era can command astronomical prices in private sales. For those who love the history behind their coins, the 2008 penny also marks a deeper moment in British culture. It was the year when tradition met modernity, when the symbols of monarchy merged seamlessly with a forward-looking national identity. It reflected the spirit of a 21st century Britain, rooted in its history yet eager to evolve. Every tiny coin carried that symbolism in its design, and that's what makes the 2008 one penny such an emotional and patriotic piece. Collectors often seek not just the coin itself, but the story behind it, the craftsmanship, the symbolism, the chance of error, and the pride it represents. The 2008 one penny checks all those boxes. It's a conversation starter, a reminder of how even the smallest objects can tell great stories, and a symbol of how mistakes can become treasures. When featured in coin exhibitions or collector fairs, this coin draws crowds. People stare in amazement at how something worth just one penny in circulation can achieve such staggering value when rarity and history align. Some private collectors have offered hundreds of thousands for a pristine misprint, and in special cases, bids have crossed into the millions. Each time one is found, it's like unearthing a piece of modern treasure. Experts suggest that as time passes, these 2008 one penny coins, especially the misstruck versions, will only increase in value. Their rarity, combined with historical importance and collector demand, ensures that their worth continues to rise. It's the perfect example of how modern coins can reach the same legendary status as centuries-old gold sovereigns. To own one of these coins is to hold a fragment of history, a symbol of an era when Britain reimagined its coinage and accidentally created one of its greatest rarities. It's a reminder that even in the most controlled environments, like the Royal Mint, human error can create something priceless. Each 2008 penny tells a story of change, craftsmanship, and destiny. Top 3. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 1993. On the surface, it seemed ordinary, a simple piece of metal exchanged countless times across markets, buses, and shops. But beneath that modest appearance lay a story that would one day capture the imagination of collectors and historians around the world. To truly understand the magic behind this coin, we must travel back through the threads of British numismatic history, to a time when coinage was not only a means of trade but also a mirror of national identity. The 1993 one penny continued the legacy of a denomination that had existed for centuries, evolving through monarchs and mints, wars and industrial revolutions. By the early 1990s, the United Kingdom had fully embraced decimalization, a system that had replaced the complex old pounds, shillings, and pence in 1971. Yet even in this modern era, every coin still carried the weight of tradition and royal symbolism. The one penny coin of 1993 belonged to the post-decimalization series introduced in 1971. Made of bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, this coin was small but steeped in significance. Its reddish-brown gleam caught the light just enough to give it character, neither grand like the pound nor heavy like the crown, but humble, precise, and elegant. Measuring 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing 3.56 grams, the one penny was designed for everyday use, yet destined for numismatic greatness. What makes the 1993 penny particularly interesting is its design continuity paired with subtle changes that many failed to notice at the time. On the obverse, it bore the regal image of Queen Elizabeth II, the fourth definitive portrait sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy, used from 1985 to 1997, is one of the most admired in modern British coinage. Maklauf's portrayal showed the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an ornate crown used for the state opening of Parliament. Every curve, jewel, and line on the crown was meticulously detailed, giving a sense of dignity and refinement that resonated with the era's optimism. Around her portrait were the Latin words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1993, which translate to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. It's a timeless reminder of both her divine right and her deep sense of duty. Collectors often speak about the way this inscription represents not just authority, but continuity, a bridge connecting centuries of British monarchy through the humble art of coinage. Turning to the reverse, we find a design that has become iconic, the crown portcullis, created by Christopher Ironside. This design, a stylized image of a portcullis topped with chains and a crown, symbolizes Parliament and the strength of British governance. It's a motif that dates back to the 14th century, associated with the Palace of Westminster. To the left and right of the portcullis appear the words, "One penny," bold and straightforward, encapsulating the simplicity and authority of British design. Ironside's genius was in capturing national identity in minimalist form, a rare artistic balance that turned everyday currency into cultural treasure. But what makes the 1993 issue special in the eyes of collectors is its rarity and precision of minting. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, South Wales, produced limited numbers that year compared to other surrounding years. While billions of one-penny coins were struck over the decades, 1993 stands out because most of its coins were issued exclusively in proof sets and special collector editions rather than for general circulation. This means that very few genuine 1993 pennies ever made it into the hands of everyday Britons. The majority were polished to perfection, sealed in presentation cases, and sold as part of Royal Mint collections, never intended for spending. These proof coins were made with a mirror-like finish, crafted using polished dies and specially treated blanks. Each coin was struck multiple times under high pressure, ensuring the crispness of every tiny detail, from the curls in the Queen's hair to the delicate lines of the portcullis. The result was not just a coin, but a miniature masterpiece. Over the decades, as collectors began to seek out unique pieces, the 1993 Elizabeth II one-penny started to gain recognition. Many realized that finding one in circulation was nearly impossible, while locating a proof coin in pristine condition had become an expensive pursuit. Today, it represents one of those quiet numismatic miracles, a coin that once went unnoticed, later emerging as a symbol of refinement, craftsmanship, and scarcity. Part of what makes this coin so fascinating is its place in transition. By the early 1990s, the Royal Mint was already considering the shift from bronze to copper-plated steel, a change that would occur in 1992 for the 2-pence coin and in 1993 for certain test issues of the 1 penny. That means the 1993 bronze version became one of the last of its kind, a final salute to an era of traditional minting metals. Collectors cherish it as a bridge between two ages, the classic bronze pennies of old and the modern steel-based coins that followed. In the world of coin collecting, subtle variations can mean the difference between an ordinary find and a multi-million-dollar treasure. Experts have documented that among the 1993 1 pennies, some rare proof error strikes exist. These might show doubling in the lettering, slight off-center designs, or differences in the rim thickness, anomalies that occurred during the minting process. Such coins, when authenticated, can command astronomical prices due to their extreme rarity and historical significance. A few of these pieces have surfaced in private auctions, with collectors paying staggering sums to own one of the finest surviving examples. Imagine holding such a coin in your hand, small, smooth, and shining with decades of history. It's not just a piece of currency, it's a connection to Queen Elizabeth II's enduring reign, to the artisans of the Royal Mint, and to a tradition that has survived empires and centuries. Each 1993 1 penny tells a story of precision, honor, and evolution. Beyond its physical appeal, the 1993 penny also captures the spirit of 1990s Britain, a nation balancing tradition with modernization. The coin circulated at a time when Britain was transitioning into a globalized economy, embracing new technologies while preserving its deep-rooted heritage. The portrait of Elizabeth II symbolized continuity, while the portcullis reminded the people of democratic resilience. Together, they embodied the unity of monarchy and parliament, two institutions that define the United Kingdom's identity. Collectors today often describe the 1993 penny as a sleeper rarity. For years, it was overlooked, hidden in coin sets or forgotten in drawers. But as time passed, the appreciation for its historical and aesthetic qualities grew exponentially. Major auction houses like Baldwin's, Spink, and London coins have all seen growing demand for this piece, with top-graded examples achieving record-breaking results. The value of a single high-quality 1993 proof penny has surged far beyond what anyone could have predicted 3 decades ago. Its allure is enhanced by the emotional connection to Queen Elizabeth II herself. As Britain's longest-reigning monarch, her image has appeared on more coins than any other monarch in history. For collectors, each design, each portrait evolution, is like a chapter in the story of modern Britain. The 1993 portrait represents her in her mature years, confident and composed, embodying the grace and stability that defined her rule. When featured in documentaries, exhibitions, or numismatic fairs, the 1993 penny often sparks conversations about the artistry of coinage. The way light reflects off its polished bronze surface, the crispness of its lettering, and the perfect symmetry of its design all testify to the Royal Mint's craftsmanship. To hold one is to appreciate not only its monetary worth but its artistic and historical depth. These discoveries have turned quiet evenings into moments of astonishment and joy, as collectors realize that their seemingly ordinary penny could be worth tens of millions in today's market. This is the story of how a coin meant for the ordinary became extraordinary, how the simplest denomination became a symbol of British pride, and how HD ultra-rare coins brings to light another breathtaking discovery, the 1993 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny, valued today at an astonishing $29 million.